Next up, we have Touring After the Apocalypse. We talked about it a little bit in our previous segment. Very pretty. The camera, quote-unquote, placement, loved it. The cinematography, as you could say, loved it. The attention to details in the background, really cool. You're going to get a story that is unraveled by not what's happening in front of your face, but by what you look at around the world. And I'm already cool with that.
We start with episode 1, and it starts with various images in 1080 by 1920 vertical phone picture view. And then 2 girls filling up their motorcycles with biogasoline. And the gasoline attendant is like, sick ride. I don't see carbureted vehicles much anymore. And the girl says it's an antique. And then she kickstarts the bike and says the battery died on her, tee-hee. And the dude smiles. And then the girls ride off. And then it shows various shots of Japan.
Beautiful. Beautiful shots, too. Oh, my God. These would be like screensavers. Or like not screensavers. God, that made me feel so old. Oh,
yeah, no one knows what a screensaver is.
Oh,
anymore.
Man, that was tough. Wallpapers on your phone and on your computer of really pretty scenery. Wow. Anyways.
It cuts to the various road signs, but now the terrain and environment are damaged and overgrown, as a motorcycle is driving through with 2 young girls on it. The girls are playing some word game on the motorcycle to pass the time as they pass various wildlife. And then I have a note here that says my first thought was, if this is after the apocalypse and they're the only ones left, why aren't their clothes in fucking tatters and their dirty as fucking shit?
Yeah, tip-top shape.
Yeah, why do they look so clean and happy?
My thought process was they either one of them knows how to sew, which I could assume one of them definitely does after watching the episode, or they're pretty recently out of whatever bunker they were in.
Yeah, I think that last one's probably the closest.
And you can see by how the animals interact with humans. It's been so much time that evolution has kicked in that these animals do not view humans as their logical predators. So they're not scared.
Yeah, very Apocalypse Hotel.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, what's up, dog? I'm over here eating some lunch. Get out of my face before I gore you. And they're just chilling, vibing.
They reach their destination of Hakone, and they whip out the solar panel to charge up their e-bike, even though it looks like the classic bike from the beginning of the episode, and just put some giant scraggly-ass looking rocks and cinder blocks on the fucking solar panel to hold it down. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, you probably shouldn't put that shit on a solar panel, but what do I know?
Yeah,
maybe it's like a future solar panel that never gets damaged.
Yeah, probably.
They say it will take about 2 to 3 hours to charge. They decide to do some exploring.
I have a question. So that's Mount Fuji in the background, right?
Yeah, I mean, you are the subject matter expert.
Okay, fuck off. No. No. It doesn't count at all. But you can see the smoke, like a smokestack coming from that mountain. The top has blown off. It is still iced over on one side of it. Something that has to do with potential of a volcanic winter. But also, the location, I feel like so much more would have been destroyed building wise, but that's okay. That's just me.
We don't know what the apocalypse was. Was it like a disease like Apocalypse Hotel, or was it like a nuclear thing? Like, there doesn't seem to be like too much destruction. It looks a little bit more like environmental, kind of like Apocalypse Hotel.
Yeah. Real quick, also to note, I played a lot of Wangan Midnight back in the day, and there was the different roads that you would drive on, very similar to like Initial D. Hakone was one of them, but I just called it Hakone because I didn't know how to speak any sort of Japanese whatsoever.
Look at you now.
Look at me go now. So Hakone was one of my favorite tracks on that whole game. It was so much fun to drive. Wonderful. Can't wait. I'm going to have a fucking flashback.
They decide to do some exploring, and Yoko takes inside a restaurant thing, and Irie will take outside. So Yoko is the brown-haired girl, and Ivy is the white-haired girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yoko goes inside and it's all run down and stuff, and she looks for food but doesn't find any except some rabbits, and she shoos them away, saying there'll be dinner if she doesn't find anything. But then sees a picture of an ice cream, and they were talking about ice cream on their way in while doing the word game. Irie returns and goes inside to find Yoko, and she's behind the counter pretending to serve ice cream and holding up an ice cream poster. And Irie is like, oh shit, I want one. And then she gives her an empty pretend cup. And Irie is like, fuck this shit, and just throws it. And then tells Yoko to come outside.
She says that the ice cream is invisible for children. And she's like, fuck you, bitch! This is visible to you, and then throws the cup on the ground.
They go outside, and Irie said she actually found something, and it's a tank. And Irie says it's not a tank, it's a maneuver combat vehicle, which is different from a tank. And then she shows her a truck that fell off the road, and she said its purpose was to transport supplies. Yoko is like, sick, hardcore parkour, and she jumps down to the truck and falls through the tarp.
We're so old. We are so old.
But then emerges with military rations. They fill 2 boxes, and Yoko leaves a message saying that there's supplies in the truck, and they enjoy their rations on top of the tank.
I just want you to know something really important, Greg, that also has to do with The Office. I made a bunch of chili yesterday, and I didn't drop it on the ground, but I was holding the pot, and I was putting it away in the fridge, and I was like, if I fucking drop this right now, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, you just need like 2 manila envelopes to scoop it back into the
pot. Oh no.
Yoko got takoyaki and curry rations, and Irie got chocolate. So they split, but those rations are dry as shit. But they enjoy them and enjoy the view. Yoko whips out her broken phone and pulls up a picture of a girl on a motorcycle, and she says they're in the exact same spot. And she says this is where her big sister took the picture.
I mean, you can see in the background that Mount Fuji is totally fine there from the big sis.
Yeah, I mean, looks a little worse for wear, I suppose.
No, but yeah, in the timeline of Yoko, it looks not great. It looks like it blew its top, as you would say.
Oh,
It looks like it was about to bust.
Oh, damn, Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Yoko says if they never made it out of the shelter, then they would have never gotten to see a view like this in their lifetime. She yells from the tank and listens to her voice echo and says there must have been lots of people around here a long time ago. And Irie says that it was a popular tourist spot and people would always come on holidays, and it was always crowded with cars and bikes. And Yoko is like, sick, well, we have it all to ourselves, so let's take a selfie. They continue to take in the sights on top of the tank, but Irie is like, hey, wait a minute, this thing is looking at us. And Yoko starts tapping on the optical turret of the tank, and it roars to life, and a computer voice says that it's part of the Hakone disaster prevention. And Yoko is like, hey, that must mean people are on board. And she bangs on the hatch, but the tank takes off and throws them off. The tank runs into a bridge while broadcasting the weather forecast, but then stops and turns to them and then fires the main cannon as Irie pushes Yoko out of the way. The tank starts to move towards them, so they hop on their e-bike and run, but the tank is in pursuit while continuing to fire. Irie says the tank is faster than them, so she'll stop it. And Yoko is like, what if there are people on board? And she's like, don't worry, I got this. Aim for the bushes. And then I have a note here that says, this kind of reminds me of Nier, and I also said that those blasts would have totally blown them off of the bike and shrapnel would have fucked them both up, but it's okay.
I mean, the shockwave would have torn them apart, literally.
From that first shot, they should be dead, but it's okay.
Yeah. We're watching an anime, so it's fine. We've gone so fucking far and away with the durability of humans in mediums and artwork that it's ridiculous. Like, it was like a real life, a live action movie, and like a girl is hanging off the side of a plane flying in the air, or like a whatever, it was a military plane, and she's holding on, and another plane below her is like, she falls and it explodes and she's going backwards, and it explodes, and then she flies back up into the plane and hits the roof and lands in the plane that she was falling out of. And I was like, in all situations, you would have turned into a thin fucking paste. You would have exploded into parts from the shockwave of the explosion of the plane. And then if any of your parts were normal after that, you would have sprayed them on the asshole of this other plane.
Yeah, no, it's Hollywood.
Yeah, disbelief is just suspend.
Because there's a
all
lot of
disbelief.
things. Because after like a certain altitude, it's like cold as shit. Oxygen is rare at higher altitudes. And have you ever dead hung by one hand and see how long that you can hold on?
Yeah.
While a plane is going like 350 miles an hour.
I haven't done that because I haven't hung off of a plane in, I mean, at least a couple weeks. I've been sick recently, so I stopped hanging off my planes.
Irie stands on the bike and extends her arm and disables her safety lock and anti-flash and anti-shock protection and prepares to fire her plasma ray from her arm. And she shoots the right side of the tank, and they are thrown from the bike by the explosion.
She special beam cannons the tank.
Yeah, while Goku is holding it back. And it's like, wish me back with the Dragon Balls.
But not Krillin.
Actually, wish for Android 18 to be human so Krillin can make kids with her. Yoko has a flashback / out-of-body experience and sees all the tourists at Hakone eating curry and ice cream and chatting, and then her sister saying they should take a picture. The tank is disabled now, and Yoko goes to see if Irie is okay, and she's good, but the tank is still trying to move while on its side.
If it's any consolation, if it tried, it would only really be able to shoot upward, because if it tried to shoot or like downward or anything, it would just but it would bend its penis, and then it wouldn't be able to shoot.
I'm no tank pilot, but I believe there are techniques, like if your tank does end up in this position, things that you can do to get right side up. And I think using the actual turret in the barrel is one of those techniques to do it. So like a lot of heavy machinery, like excavators and that sort of stuff, do this a lot where they use their boom to maneuver the treads. So the treads are like off the ground and they can position this giant piece of machinery.
I know for a fact that Greg also uses his tripod boom to get up in the morning when he needs to get out of bed. He just maneuvers and he's like,
oh, 100%. Yeah, the rest of my body is so weak that I have to use my boom to actually lift myself out of bed. And then I like lasso it to the shower and then like pull myself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. But Yoko goes to the tank and opens the hatch, but inside are just a bunch of soldiers' skeletons, but the combat AI is still active. So Yoko cuts its wires to put it to rest.
Oh my god.
They leave a little flower bundle for the tank, and Yoko is like, damn, I smell like shit. Let's take a detour. And she said, her sister said, there was an awesome place to go in Hakone. They ride and sing a song about Hakone and pass an old tourist ship and roll up to an old hot spring. And Yoko is like, damn, this smells like rotten eggs. And Irie says it's hydrogen sulfide. And they go and take a dip in the onsen and relax.
Yeah, she's like, you'll get used to it. It's fine. And I was like, wait, is that what onsen smell like, Greg? Will you let me know?
I've never been to a natural outdoor onsen before.
Well, also, I can't go because I have tattoos. I'd have to get the solo onsen.
That's if you go to an actual onsen establishment. There are naturally occurring onsens in the wild that are documented, and you actually can travel out there and then just get naked in the wilderness with no one else around. And
I'm good on that. I don't need to get naked in the wilderness, thank you.
Irie says the bicarbonate sulfate in the spring helps body circulation and relaxes the body, and this is where they are going to spend the night. Yoko has another dream / out-of-body experience of riding the tourist ship and seeing all the people and families, and then visits a shrine with her sister and wishes to visit all sorts of places. The girls wake up and do the standard checks on the bike, Tire pressure, check. Battery, check. Shirt from IT Aesthetics, check. And you can also get a shirt from it-aesthetics.com. And you can save 10% off of your order using the promo code TABC10 at checkout. And I also got a new promo code TABC5, which is $5 off of your order, but that also stacks with current coupons they have. So right now they're running a Black Friday, buy 2, get 1 free, buy 5, get 3 free, and that will stack with that code. So go to it-aesthetics.com to get your shirt today and make sure that you pass your standard motorcycle checks.
Okay, real quick, with this screenshot, if you're listening on Spotify, we appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, we also appreciate you. There's like weird constellations, and I'm going to assume that these are large satellites that are around the Earth that has possibly some contributing factor to the destruction of mankind. We seem to be doing it rapidly anyway. We're doing it in a really cool way. I say really cool sarcastically.
Oh, that's basically it. Then they're ready to head to their next destination, which is Yokohama. And that is the first episode.
They have like that flashback. It's really cute where the sister's talking to Yoko again. Show's good. I liked it. I had a fun time. The outro is, there. Also, these first 3... No, Sonda has its intro. Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider did not have an intro on the first episode. Neither did this, Touring After the Apocalypse, which was interesting to me.
Yeah, maximizing screen time, unlike Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, they gave the fuck... Oh, none of these episodes, or none of these shows have bullshit that doesn't pertain to the show itself. They don't have any of the afterward, like, hey, it's the we're talking on the radio hour. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, good on them.
Not chasing trends. They're just doing their own thing.
Yeah, they didn't play the intro in the middle of the episode back to back with the outro and then continue with 15 more minutes of the episode.
Yeah, Gachi Akuta likes to have 10 minutes long before they show the fucking intro. But then they have, like, the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
They have, like, a bunch of story that's really important. And then they're like, intro time. And you're like, fuck yeah, metal time.